what is happening, guys? I hope you are all doing well. So today's video is going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. I am going to watch Necrit's video about which champions have canonically banged. Yes, we're going there. We're finally doing it. I finally am going to get confirmation about who is with what. Basically, we're getting the tea. We are sitting down and we're going to talk with Necrit and get the tea about the relationships in Runeterra. I'm ready. I'm here for it. I am ready to learn, you know, from the master himself. So, let's watch this video. There are obviously some that I already know about. So, for example, we've got couples like Lucian and Senna, who are like a married couple, for example. And we have people like, for example, Katarina and Garen, who are having like a secret love affair. And we have characters like Vi and Caitlyn, who, you know, just have all the lust and stuff and cupcake calling and cuteness in Arcane. So, we're just going to get some confirmation today. We're just going to find out some of this tea and see if there are any that we did and did not know about. Maybe I know them already. Maybe I'm not going to be surprised at all. And maybe there are going to be some that I am going to be like, what? Like, what? So, I'm excited. So, let's check out this video. Let's do this.
Valentine's Day. The time I get to talk about things which I otherwise wouldn't, such as the topic of today's video. Children and vegans, please avert your eyes. Bees and flowers, we've all heard about it, we know it's real, everyone's doing it. Mostly. And that includes fictional worlds such as Runeterra. So today we will talk about all the champions who scored.
Ooh.
And those who didn't.
Oh.
Of course, for the vast majority of them, we won't have actual proofs. Just a lot of hints. Though some of them straight up confirm it. With that said, remember, of course, everyone can have side relationships that don't have to appear in the story. But that...
No, that is true, of course. I was going to say, there are going to be some where it'll just be like hints and voice lines, I'm guessing. There are going to be some where it's like, canonically, there'll be like an actual like story maybe about it, or like hints or something. But some of these, I'm guessing, you know, obviously there might be ones that reference, for example, like things that have happened like in the game. So, for example, like Ari had a relationship in the game, and there was also like, because Ari had a relationship with someone who died, I think, and then she had a thing with, well, I don't know if she had a thing with Yasuo, but she had a thing for Yasuo. But that doesn't mean they banged, which maybe we can confirm today. Interesting. And then also there was like Alawi and Gangplank had a thing, for example, but then, you know, Alawi had like a lot of like, there was some connection between her and Brown, so maybe like that was the thing. We're gonna find out. This is what I mean. I'm fascinated. And then obviously there's like the Legend of Runeterra card game, and then there's obviously like the League of Legends game, and yeah, so it's gonna be, and then obviously Arcane as well. So it's gonna be interesting to see which characters have had things with other characters in all of these things. So yeah. I'm looking forward to seeing this.
Won't prevent us from talking about it anyway. So without further ado, let's have a look at some of the notable physical interactions of our champions. Starting with an easy one, there is Ari. We all know that Ari had a lover. Of course, Ari also has a hunger for souls, and so it's safe to say her lover didn't last long.
This bit in the game.
In the Ruined King game, this might be a minor spoiler, Ari and Yasuo fell in love with each other, but their relationship...
Oh my god, I didn't know they fell in love! Oh! I really need to finish that fucking game! Oh! This thing, I knew that Ari had a thing for him, like, it was really obvious that Ari had a thing for him, and I guess, like, he did, like, run off to go and, like, try and find her, and yeah, like... Sorry, let's continue. Oh my god.
Relationship didn't have time to get physical, as Yasuo decided to travel to Noxus. We'll see if Ari follows him. Another notable champion in the opposite direction is Aphelios, who most likely has never scored. He was recognized as the chosen of the moon from a really early age. He spent the vast majority of his time training with weapons. And when he mastered them all, his sister Elune passed into the spirit realm, and from there, Aphelios' own sister is constantly watching over him.
The only romantic thing I know about Aphelios is that in the new spirit skin that's come out, there was a line by Set who basically calls Aphelios Mooncake, and it's implied that they have like a romantic connection in that skinline universe, but like that's it. So whether or not that is in the main game too, I don't know, because obviously there are things that are canon in each of like the own skin universes in League of Legends that aren't necessarily canon in like the game. So I don't know if that continues over to the game. I'm guessing not. I'm presuming it's a Spirit Blossom canon only thing, but it was very sweet. It's so cute. The line is adorable.
Aphelios. Then there is Ashe and Tryndamere. Their relationship started as political, so they hardly ever touched each other. It was to make the barbarians a blood-sworn ally of the Avarosans. However, Ashe's bio mentions at the very end that from this political arrangement, their romantic relationship blossomed. So while we don't have a story that would directly confirm their physical relationship, sooner or later, it's happening. Azir is a father. The day he died, his family watched his ascension. There was his shy daughter, his proud son who was on the brink of becoming a man, and his wife, Heavy, with another child. Azir is a certified banger. Before Brand became Brand and he was known as Skagan Road, back in Raigan's Reach, he fell in love with a girl called Zvana. But she was promised to another, and she wasn't allowed anywhere near Kagan because he was the son of a witch. As a result, after his mother died, he burned down the village, essentially exiling himself, and that's where he, alone, met Rise and he was turned into Brand. Brand is a certified not banger. Braum is a mystery, but during the Ruined King game, he almost scored with Illaoi. Literally, if he didn't get seasick the moment Illaoi asked him, the two would have been officially shipped.
Oh my god, I'm so excited to play more of that game. Oh my god. Oh my god, that is going to be such a good moment. Oh no.
And I suppose we are having a moment now?
Yes. One we could have below deck.
Oh my god, I'm going to go feral. I'm going to go feral. Are you fucking kidding me right now? I'm going to look like a little Poro on Brown shoulder. I'm just like, oh.
Yes. Bron would love to continue discussing the Buru religion. Oh, please excuse me.
Oh, bro. Oh, he's so... Oh, bless him. Oh, I didn't need to hear that.
Man is strange. I like it.
Caitlyn and Vi
Respect. I have so much respect for that woman. Oh my god.
are an interesting one. Arcane is not canon in the core universe, but Arcane does borrow from the core universe. So since Caitlyn and Vi have feelings for each other there, they extremely likely do so in the core universe too. And since in the present days of the core universe, they have been together for about 8 years.
Oh wow.
The chances are, yep, they are bangers. Darius is a banger Chad. You can almost watch him go at it in his comic. Not to mention that right before his former partner died, it was teased that she was pregnant. So not only did Darius almost become a father, but you can't get any more accurate proofs than this. Well, you can, but we'll get to that. Leona and Diana. In case you missed it, in the recent Rise With Me story, they kissed. But during that story, they were quite young. So I don't really think anything more came out.
I genuinely want to scream right now. Look at this! Look at them! Oh, I hate everything! Why? Oh, Leona and Diana just hurt my heart. Like, I genuinely wish that they could be together. It actually hurts. Like, this is so sweet. I hate everything. Oh my god.
And soon after, the two parted ways and somewhat tragically became aspects. So they didn't really have time to get more physical despite their love for each other. Despite Draven being Draven, or maybe because Draven is
Frickin' Draven.
Funnily enough, he is so affected by himself that his story never mentioned him being in contact with anyone else, despite his charming personality. Even though Lady Elise was part of a political marriage, she and her husband Berhold likely did get physical because it was mentioned that in their relationship, Elise was the dominant one. Evelyn! She never banged anyone. She always teases you before she rips your face off. Ezreal! Need I say anything? He's young, secretly insecure, and we still don't know if he and Lux ever met. The point of Fiora's story is that her family tried to arrange her marriage many times. The last time it happened, they tried to get her into a branch of the Crown Guard family. But during the ceremony, she stood up and said that she would sooner die than allow someone else to decide the course of her life. That's where all her romances stopped. Gangplank was Ilawi's lover. They had a passionate relationship before Ilawi had to fulfill her duties to Nagake Boros, and before Gangplank blew up. So the two are certified bangers. Also, you can find a representation of their relationship in the Ruined King Collector's Edition. Garen and Katarina. Over the last few years, the part where the two met on a battlefield was slowly shoved under the rug. So currently, we don't know if they ever met, let alone if they formed a relationship. Riot is definitely going to come back to this in the future. Jarvan never found the right bride. Since Garen is his best friend, the Crown Guard family planned to set up Jarvan's marriage with Lux, because that way Lux would stay protected. None would dare to accuse her of being a mage if she was the royal queen.
Very true.
That plan crumbled when the Mage Rebellion started, but Jarvan and Lux almost became a thing.
Oh wow.
During the story where Ikathia once stood, Sidejack Scullyring's Koari Ikathun, simply known as Jax, immediately recognized the interest of a fellow soldier in a green-eyed lady, making it seem like Jax is somewhat experienced in after-war short-term relationships. In the core universe, Jago Medarda is the leader of the Medarda clan. Mel is currently not a thing. Sorry, Jace. I don't think Jin would be interested in physical relationships.
Sorry, I just love the utter shutdown of Chase. Because yeah, I'm not a big fan of Jace and Mel in the Arcane series, if I'm being honest. I don't know if many people are. It's definitely a very manipulative relationship, and they're like, I think there are feelings there, especially from like the last episode, like the way that like they looked at each other and they were coming to like an agreement and all this stuff. So I think like there are definitely feelings more involved than like what is kind of implied like when they kind of start their like sexual relationship in Arcane. But I think that like it's very manipulative on Mel's side, and that was always the thing that really I didn't particularly like, because also like Jace was letting himself get manipulated, and like it's all part of his character and it's all part of Arcane, and it's going to be interesting to see it play out in season 2. But yeah, I never particularly liked their relationship anyway. But yeah, like technically Arcane isn't canon, but especially like in this video. But yeah, I mean, Jace and Mel do have a relationship in Arcane. It's so awkward there. Like if you've not seen Arcane, definitely watch it. But the Jace and Mel sex scene in Arcane, like overcrossed with like Victor like being like injured and impaired. Like I was like, what the fuck is this? Like what the fuck is happening? I was like, why? I was just like, oh, like, okay, we're watching Jason Mel. Okay, this is very, oh my god, Victor. And I was just like screaming about Victor in between just watching Jace get his end away, and I'm just like, what is happening? Like, what is actually happening right now? It was a lot. It was a lot. That was an intense episode. Yeah, I think, yeah, I agree.
He enjoys brutally dissecting people way too much for that. I have nothing to say about Jinx. Believe it or not, but in the present days, she might be almost 30. So, I don't know, maybe? When it comes to Kalista,
the only thing I know about Jinx is I think a lot of people, obviously this isn't canon, but a lot of people do really ship Jinx and Echo. Like, that's the only thing that I've seen. And I don't think there's anything particularly in Arcane to back it up as like a legitimate thing that could happen. I don't think it will happen in the series, but that is like the only romantic entanglement I've really seen for Jinx, is basically just like Echo. But I think there's too much like history and anger between them for anything to seriously happen there. So yeah, I don't particularly see anything happening really. Oh, Callista. Oh, sorry.
Everyone knows about Ledros, but the two likely never got physical. In the Echoes Left Behind story, it was confirmed that Ledros once tried to offer his hand, but Callista refused, because, and I quote, Ledros never could give her what she wanted. And so, preferring to stay loyal to her duties as Viego's royal guard, Callista decided to stay alone. Karthus willingly came to the Shadow Isles, simply because death fascinated him, as a very, very young man. That's pretty much when his physical form disappeared. So Karthus is a certified not banger. Kassadin is a father, need I say more? When it comes to Kayn, his bio never mentions anything. However, in the comic, Akali admitted she liked his abs. She even called him hot, but crazy. But that's the most romantic thing that likely ever happened to him. Just remember, in the present days, Kayn is actually 24 years old. So, who knows? Lucian and Senna may be a bit kinky? There is a story where Lucian hints at firing his gun with his pee-pee. Remember, the Sentinel guns don't have a trigger. So Senna told him, and I quote, "It requires focus. You need to will it to fire with every fiber of your being." To which Lucian answered, "Every fiber of my being."
What? What is happening? What am I watching? What is happening right now? Oh my god.
Yep, regardless, they are certified. Despite Sarah Fortune's appearance, she doesn't like to let her guard down.
I love this
and
skin.
let people get close.
It's so good.
Most likely because of what happened in the past.
Aww.
But even in the comics, she often flirted with people. Which, on the same topic, in that comic we literally caught a guy off guard doing his business. Anyway, she flirts with people to gain power, but it never goes beyond that. So, who knows? Even though Nico finds Nidalee interesting because of her shape-shifting nature, I don't think the Vastaishai Ray reproduce in the way you think. Even though his best friend got married, Atreus seemingly stayed alone his entire life. Rakan and Zaya are a thing.
Yes.
Don't ask me about laying eggs though. Even though it's confirmed that Rel is into the strong types of both genders, nothing was ever mentioned in her bio. Samira likes to mention whom she is and isn't into. She seemingly has some experience. Shen and Zed have a funny relationship twist, not between each other, but with another woman. Shen was engaged with her, but in secret she was in relationship with Zed. The only thing that ever came out of that was that she and Zed kissed. But still, it's funny that she cheated on Shen with Zed. And to top it all off, many years later, after she got married to a high Ionian family, she cheated on her new husband with her butler, who was a Vastaya. Somehow, her husband never found it weird that one of their kids had a lot better magical affinity than the other. When it comes to Shyvana, although it was teased that Jarvan fell in love with her, none of their stories ever mentioned that they would be in a relationship. While in Arcane it was confirmed that Singed has a daughter, in the core universe that was never mentioned. Silas spent the vast majority of his life in prison. He got imprisoned when he was like 10 years old. I don't think he ever had the chance. Despite it being a prison, it was pretty much confirmed that Udyr is Sejuani's lost mysterious father. So, since we know who Sejuani's mother is, he is officially entitled to your mom jokes. While Varys is a Darkin, which means that he had plenty of time to get some experience, his current body is essentially 2.5 men, with the other 2 men called Valmar and Kai being lovers.
Oh, that music
Viego
video.
is Viego. What can I say? And lastly...
Sorry, that's really funny. That was good.
Despite being ancient at this point, Zerath was a slave his entire life. He simply wasn't allowed, so he's a certified not banger.
Interesting.
And that was all the notable champions. However, some of you may have noticed that I purposefully skipped one champion. Because I know, you know, and we don't have to spread it further. So don't even think about it.
Interesting. So you know when like you watch the end of a video and there's like a reference that someone makes, and then you wish you hadn't looked at it. So I was like, why is the Riven like Battle Bunny skin like a reference that Necrit's just made there? I now know why. Wow, that was something I didn't think I would witness today. Cool. That was really enjoyable. That was really funny. I thought it was going to be more like about romances, not about the literal characters that are banged. So that was that was unexpected. The other one that I have previously heard about, where potentially there could have been banging, is Swain and LeBlanc. That was another one that's been implied before as well. There definitely has been romance implied between them before, but obviously it was a very manipulative like romance, whatever they had. So much for watching this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Plenty more content coming where this has come from. And yeah, if there is anything else you want me to react to, don't forget to leave it down in the comments below. And if you did not know, I'm also a Twitch streamer. So if you want to come check me out, it's georgieegames over at Twitch TV. And I will see you guys very soon. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day.